there's another striker in the West Ham cycle of strikers now to add to the list that seems to be it isn't working out and the club don't know what to do. It's a real strange one. Gianluca Scamacca, we've reported it on here a couple of times actually. It's sort of gone both ways. The club will kind of say no, he's going to stay, we definitely we support him, he's got no interest in going. That's the news we're hearing back, and it's kind of pretty much what we're hearing anyway. And we have throughout. Kevin Nolan, in fact, just did an interview with TalkSport about Scamacca and was very supportive of him and very much in the opinion that he's got more to offer West Ham. Now, it's really interesting. The news has sort of come out that West Ham aren't interested in loaning him out, which I think Roma apparently have approached West Ham to do that, to loan him for next season so he can cover for Tammy Abraham. Now, West Ham don't want to do that. And I get that. I don't want West Ham to do that. I want rather him be sold if that's the case, if he's going to leave. I don't see the point in loaning him out. It just doesn't benefit us at all. But it's interesting. The club... So what's happened is... Rumours have been that West Ham are going to sell him, and then subsequently what's come out is that actually West Ham would rather him stay at West Ham and do well. Okay, so the club have said that. That's what's coming from reliable sources that have come and told ex-WHU employee who's now gone and reported that the club would rather Scamacca stay. Okay. And in fact, added to it that I think that David Moyes was looking at a system with Scamacca being the striker, with Cornet then coming in as a forward to support him possibly, and they'll work out that kind of relationship. So I'm not going to do a big video on the whole striker situation because I will do that later down the line. But yeah, that just talk about Scamacca in this one. However, what's really interesting is when Kevin Nolan was on TalkSport talking about Scamacca and saying, yeah, we want him to stay. We still think he can offer us something and all this kind of stuff, which is, I kind of do partly agree with that. What I didn't like was that he said that basically he's not settled in England. He's far from his family. He doesn't like it. That really winds me up when that happens, because you just think, well, didn't you do your homework? Why didn't we get our homework done on this and understand that this guy needs to be near his family? He's a family-orientated guy. He loves Italy. He doesn't really want to be leaving. That's alarm bells to me. You should know that. You shouldn't suddenly get a player over and go, I'm struggling to settle in. Yeah, I know it's been a tough season for him injury-wise, and people do call me out on this quite a lot, and they keep saying, I get a lot of messages and give me a bit of grief saying that I've got an agenda against Scamacca. I really don't. I really rate him as a player. I just don't. He just doesn't fit Moyes' system. We'll talk about this a bit in another video, but I just want to bring it up a little bit. My feeling is this, okay? And I'm going to do a video, funny enough, with Gonzo from Hammer's Chat at some point, I think, about this. And I just want to say what I want to say. My feeling is, David Moyes tried to adopt a system last year, okay? He tried to change things and so that we weren't just a counter-attacking side. He wanted to be more possession-based, i.e. play attractive football, hold on to the ball, be a bit sexy with it. And it didn't work. It just didn't work. In fact, we nearly relegated us. He had to then go, well, scrap that, go back to what we did before. And the players had to learn a whole new system. And in the end, it got us out of it. And let's be honest, it won us a trophy in the end as well. But if David Moyes is staying on as manager, which I believe he is, I'd rather just stick to that now. Like, I'm willing to sacrifice attractive, sexy football to win. I'd rather West Ham do well than do worse, but play well. Do you know what I mean? Play well, but be losing. I don't want, because we don't want to be in another relegation battle. So my feeling is, if that's what they're going to do, then stick to the David Moyes system. Now, David Moyes has got the system doesn't suit Scamacca. So that's my feelings of it. If that's the system we're going down, which makes sense, i.e. counter-attacking football, it doesn't suit Scamacca at all. That's my frustration with it. And I'm concerned about that. I've got to be honest. Now, what's interesting has since come out about this Scamacca news is the fact that he is that basically David, the club are willing to accept an offer for Scamacca. They are. He's for sale. Effectively, if West Ham can recoup a majority of the money they outlaid for him, they're going to sell him. Which I get it. I do get it. But basically, it means that we're going to be looking for another striker. West Ham are going to the market once again for another striker. Now, I've talked about this again in a previous video, but it does. I just want West Ham just to go and get someone that fits the Antonio mould. It works. That's what we need. We need a powerful striker that runs the channels and bullies defenders. That's what we need. You can't keep just buying players that don't suit it. Danny Ings was done. It doesn't suit the system. Scamacca we bought. He doesn't suit the system. I wouldn't be surprised if both of them left. That's honestly my gut feeling on this. So, But West Ham are open to selling him. I think that's quite big news, really big. My feeling is, and I'll talk about this, but look, I think he'll go. That's my gut feeling on it. I think the club will. I think an offer will come in for Scamacca. Someone from Italy, I think he'll go. Possibly even Roma. I know Juventus have also been interested. But I mean, we talked about Scamacca as well. I don't think he's happy at West Ham. Nolan's kind of alluded to anyway. He's not settled, but you can kind of tell from his demeanour. You know, he's not. You know, the fact I know people slag me off for saying this, but I don't like the fact he wasn't watching us in the semi-finals. I just would go and watch Roma instead. I don't know. I just don't like it. I just don't like it. He's a West Ham player. He should have been watching it, from my opinion. I don't like the fact he went to the Arsenal game and left before kick-off to go home to watch it from indoors or whatever. Was he watching it? Who knows? I just don't. This guy doesn't scream. I'm not getting a lot of love for West Ham from Scamacca. I don't think he's happy. And if that's the case, I'd rather him go for himself then. If him and his family aren't happy and settled, I'd rather him go be happy. And I'd rather us move on as soon as possible. My verdict is on that, but he is a great talent. Look, please don't think that I'm slagging him off, because I'm not. He is a really good player. And there's a part of me that thinks maybe it could work, but he doesn't run the channel. He doesn't do what Antonio does, because he can't. He's not the type of striker. And that's what I want at West Ham now. If we're going to go with the Moyes system, I want a striker that can play that system. Scamacca isn't it. I mean, at the end of the day, my feeling is a sale of Scamacca will be best for both sides, and I really do think it's going to happen.